Hey, how's it going, boys?
Oh, you guys made it.
Yeah, we're here. Wow, what a surprise.
Yeah.
Nice to see you guys. It's been a whole week. You guys haven't changed much.
Cheers,
you still
Sandra.
look as... Oh, was Sandra first?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Cheers. Well, let's get off for the right foot there, George. Play the tune.
Oh, wow.
Let's do it.
All right. Cheers right back at you, Sandra.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, cheers, Sandra. Hey, what night is Rudy Blair's
Tuesday night?
Tuesday.
Lemon Lounge?
Yeah,
Tuesday.
Lemon Lounge
Tuesday?
at the El Macambo. Yeah.
Okay, so like tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Like
Tomorrow.
Thursday or something. But yeah, I know he mentioned it. And that's with Lemon Productions. I don't know.
Lemon Stage.
Lemon Stage.
Lemon
Yeah.
Stage.
Okay.
Lemon Stage.
Sounds like a plan.
See, because the Heikadelic show is first because we're number one, and Rudy Blair's on the next night because he's number two.
Good point.
Wow. I don't know who's keeping track there, but
I check those numbers.
Anyways, tonight, you guys, there will be no bad mouthing spouses and shit, or I'll have to come over and give you a backhand across the face.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, are we really going to talk about this? Okay.
Talk about what?
Ahead, Ringo. Let's hear it.
Talk about what? What are you talking about?
Talking about spouse. You went right into the Will Smith thing.
Oh, yeah.
Very subtle there.
Will Smith was wrong. He should not have done that. He should have waited until they were out and not in public. And if he was going to smack the shit out of them, do it in a green room somewhere, not in public.
I thought he should have got his people to do it. You know what I mean? Some of his...
Yeah, exactly. It's possible.
But who knows?
Well, you know what? Again, I'll say it like I said before. I heard this was all rehearsed anyways. They knew the joke was coming. But when the joke came, he looked at his wife and she gave him the stink eye. So he says, well, I'm going to be a man now. I'm going to go up and slap him one. Well, that just shows everybody how classless he really is, because you don't do that on an awards night on live television. Like,
or maybe it was staged, because a lot of the things like the Oscars and the Golden Globes, they're losing popularity, right?
Oh yeah, big time, aren't they? Yeah.
So you gotta flash.
Well, people just aren't into that anymore. Like the Oscars used to be a big deal. Like families would sit down, or people would go to their friends' houses and they'd all watch it together. Yeah. But quite frankly, the shows suck. They're terrible. I stopped watching them a couple years ago.
Arrogant people getting awards for us spending money on shitty movies usually half the time that they're in.
Yeah.
Movies that good movie, have, right?
Yeah, movies that you've never even heard of.
Well, that's the one that always wins,
What was the last big movie? Titanic? You know, something that actually made people think, and that's still just a story repeat, right?
Yeah. Cheers, Kathy.
Yeah.
Well, I used to go to the movies like once, twice a week, like up to 2 years ago, right? Yeah. And what always got me was you get to the Oscars in the March, right, for Best Picture of the Year, and it's like one that's just come out. It's not. There's nothing that we've seen. You know what I mean? It's like that's not even been seen by anybody. So how can it be the Best Picture? You know,
well, and for me,
comes on seats and tickets or anything.
Yeah. For me, like, this is my taste, my opinion, but you see a couple of great movies throughout the year, whatever class they happen to be in, and they're not even nominated, and they got these shitty ass movies that nobody's heard of, with and they're nominated, and you go, what the hell is this nonsense?
Well, we also know the movies are a big scandal as it is anyways, right? From Harvey Weinstein's couch to who's made back deals in what back room, right? Like,
what was that one? What year was it? That a few years ago now, and well before COVID, but someone opened an envelope and read the wrong movie out. Do you remember?
Yeah,
it's not that one. What the hell is he reading then?
That's not the movie I watched.
It's a bit of a farce, unfortunately.
Yeah. And that's why they're losing ratings. It's It's not what it used to be.
No, it's not. It's not the night because and it's going to be, again, it's going to be with all social media and stuff. People are more accessible, right?
Yeah.
Back in, we'll go to the 90s and down. Stars were stars, right? You didn't see them all the time. You didn't have as much, you had your magazines or, what was the Inquirer or whatever, right? Alien baby found in Prince's bedroom, whatever, right?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. But now we're so flooded with it. You see stars everywhere. So, there's no great big deal to look at them come out this one night and get all messed up and party.
Well, but they'll have the thing like best supporting actor or something like that, and they'll rhyme off like 5 or 6 movies, but they're all good movies that you've seen. You go, oh yeah, that one, and you actually like one more than other ones, so you're kind of into it to see which one they're going to pick. But now it's just freaking nonsense. Like I said, half the shit they nominate, you don't even know what it is. By some actor, you go, who?
Yeah.
Well, what happened to all the good stuff? That's what it's all about.
That's also your view on the movie. I know there's movies I like that Ringo won't like.
That's right. Like Bambi.
I love Bambi. That's great.
See?
I like straight porn. Thank you.
What? You like porn?
I said I like straight porn, so we would probably differ on that.
Yeah, no, you see, I prefer like.
What are you gonna do? Slap me in the face now?
Yeah.
It's gonna come over there. It's gonna cross the invisible barrier onto your stage there and give you a
whack. It's gonna slap you in the backside.
Just insinuating I was gay or something there.
But here's something though.
The backside. All right, do your fun fact, and then we'll do a backside.
So I learned there's a thing on Netflix, and they talk about. I should look it up, but it's about something to do with the vagina. But what apparently, and I think we all know this to some extent, but they got into graphic detail about how, in the womb, your gender is not completely set yet. But they actually showed how, if you wind up being a female, how that works. So they're like, we share the same parts, and we're all one big walking labia, right? It's just amazing. So,
wow, you just kind of went off on a tangent there.
Every day, right?
I don't know if that was an attempt at a joke or.
Not really. I was shocked, like the Oscars last night, to learn that.
Well, just be glad no one came along and smacked you one.
That's right.
Right. So
okay, George.
Probably not.
Let's see it, George. Oh,
it's got a big X on it. Is it Generation X?
Is it Generation X? That could be. It could be, right? But unfortunately,
it's Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd. Let's see. Pink Floyd.
Wow. Come on, fans. I want to see something at the bottom of the screen. Come on, fans. Let's get some guesses.
Well, there's 6 people in the band. Wait a second here. Maybe we should take a little time and look at this.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
6 people in the band, so it's a big band. So is this an 80s band?
Late 80s, well, mid-late 80s into the 90s.
Ringo would blow you up. We might be able to get a better look at it.
Yeah, I guess I could do that.
We're going to have to move it further away then.
So what was that, 80s and 90s?
Yeah, into the 90s.
Wrong picture, Ringo. The 90s. There we go.
In Excess.
Is it In Excess? What makes you think that?
I'm gonna guess by the X and by Michael Hudgens is looking down.
Yeah.
Let's see. You might be. You didn't even ask a question, but that's all right.
Wow, sorry, fans. Derek was a hog there. He didn't let anybody else get a chance.
You got it last week as well, man.
Yeah. I know.
I'm sorry.
You know what? It's in his blood because he used to be the guy that guessed it all the time when he was a fan.
Yeah.
That's why we pulled him on the show. He just knew so much about album covers and backsides and everything. Yeah. It was just like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in excess, I didn't really know it
how
had
you're
that many
feeling
people.
there.
I knew that it was a bigger band because it was only Michael Hutchins and the guitarist who ever really stuck out, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I should have got the green tape out, shouldn't I? But I thought,
Probably.
Yeah, and covered the X.
Well, the X, I thought you might think, is it like Generation X? Is it the 10th album of somebody's? You know, things like that.
So Todd wants to know how you're feeling, Derek.
Oh, hey, Todd. Well, I'm feeling good. I'm not too bad, thanks, Todd. In case I've got COVID, so I am in quarantine. I've got this room and one other room that I'm in my house, and So, Todd, I'm doing good. How are you feeling, Todd? Todd's the one who actually got in touch with me to let me know that where we were, there was an outbreak, and I appreciate that because I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for Todd, and I could have spread it to everybody.
Cool.
Oh, so you know where you picked it up then? You know where you got it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, thank God I got a filter.
We know like 9 people who were at the party who got it.
Wow.
Okay.
I have a filter on my internet wire, so I'll be good. I'm not going to catch nothing.
Nice. Hey, Jackie from Saskatchewan.
So it seems that we even talked about that. And Ringo and I were kind of talking about it before, but I don't have bad symptoms, and I don't know whether that's because I've had a couple of shots, or whether it's just I'm asymptomatic. But I'm not dead. We do know that.
I got that symptom.
Yeah.
I had a couple shots of Jaeger, and I'm okay.
Yeah. Well, we'll never know, I guess.
Yeah.
No, because how would you know?
And Heiko's one shot
when you tried it. Both ways.
Short of a full dose, right? So it's like,
who
knows?
We just had the first 2, right? And no booster.
Yeah.
And I did the 5-shot Jaeger thing too, and it didn't work for me. So I don't know where that story came from. Yeah, I know you did.
And I totally remembered what I did the night before.
Yeah.
I want to say personally too, if you are somewhere and say you're hosting a party at your house and people get COVID, don't not tell people. Tell them fucking if you're tell them
and let them make a choice of what they want to do next.
Exactly. Yes. Because it can stop a lot. Like I work for a small family business. I was in contact with everyone in the company but 2 people.
Yeah.
I could have that could have shut that whole business down. That could have ended the business if everybody went in quarantine for 14 days or 10 days or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
So what did you do?
What did I do?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
So
we went and bought tests for everybody in the company.
Okay, good.
To make sure that we didn't we didn't.
So I
didn't infect anyone.
When they were doing contact tracing, I've been to a few restaurants that clearly did not publish, outbreaks. So it's just going through the motions, right?
And they should have if they knew, right? And,
yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? This was a party. This was a party. It's not like it's a club or a bar or something that's even making money. This is a party.
Yeah.
Tell people.
Absolutely.
It's that simple. It's because it's not me, but it's the people I'm in contact with. I wouldn't want to get my father-in-law sick. He's in his 80s, right?
No. And the people that run that party, if it's the same one, they're very responsible and awesome hosts. So, I mean, at this point, there's no contact tracing. There's none of that. But just say, hey, somebody got sick. It's no different though than when, if you had a party and somebody had a really bad flu. Hey, just a heads up, so-and-so. Not to compare the two exactly, but it just, it's the right thing to do. Yeah. Integrity. Yep.
Well, just to make sure everything's okay on my end, I got myself a shot of Jägermeister too.
Oh, did you?
All right. Well, cheers. You got a glass of Jägermeister.
Yeah, you got it.
I was like, now that's a shot, Ringo, not these little things you were doing.
I know. There you go.
Wait a minute, is that a shot glass, Hike?
No, it's a glass.
So it's like it's like a Scotch glass or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can go and do that right now.
Do it. Go get some. We'll drink together.
I'll wait till commercial.
Well, you want to know something though? When I drank, I used to drink Jägermeister. You know how like a lot of people have whiskey and tea or whatever.
Yeah.
For their throat. I used to drink Jägermeister. That was my thing.
Yeah.
Just have a couple shots. Woohoo! Feel good.
Yeah, it's all good.
Work. It was great.
I noticed Kathy on her thingy has a picture of Tyler from
oh, that really sucks.
Yeah.
Taylor Hawkins from Foo Fighters, the drummer. So they've said they found 10 different substances in his blood from the autopsy.
So you must have had a party.
Well, yeah. Could have had a party. His heart could have gave out. There's many different things that could have happened. All I know is that he's dead. He was for the last 20 years I've been listening to him. Great drummer, great personality. He's got that infectious smile and laugh, that keeps people around him happy. Whenever you see him on interviews, whatever, he seemed to be happy. Like he was, hey, I play drums for a living. This is awesome. You know what I mean?
What he does,
And
I'm kind of glad they canceled the tour because that would have been. It would have been, well, first of all, Grohl and the rest of the band, they would have been a wreck. I know Kathy's a huge fan of them, but the other thing too is I think that would be disrespectful. I mean, a lot of there are a lot of bands who would have just replaced the musician and moved on to finish the tour, doing it for the fans, right? But the fans are in those cases are about. It's not like a one-person act. It's about the band. So.
Well, yeah.
So I think
Dave shared the spotlight with him, right?
Absolutely.
But I mean,
that doesn't happen often. Like, hey, let's bring my drummer out because he can sing. Let's let him sing. You know what I mean?
I think actually Grohl is working with Slipknot on a project, and is really good friends with Korn. Just throwing that out there.
Well, just going back to that about cancelling, I remember when John Entwistle died, like the rock and roll death in the hotel room with his coke and whatever, and a hooker, bass player for the Who, right?
Oh, okay.
I was going to say who?
Yeah, exactly him. Right. Well, he died like in his hotel room. He had a hooker with him, the brandy and his coke. Right. That's how he went, and they were going to cancel that tour. It was like I think it was 2003, somewhere around there. Right. It was literally on the eve of the tour, and they went ahead with it on the grounds that all the caterers, etc., all the people that it would affect. So they kind of made that decision.
Well, it's kind of
it was kind of tough to do, right?
Well, the amount of money that gets put into those high-end concerts is incredible. Not to mention, like, what does it do to the let's say the economy? Let's say it's a small place, or even like say Brazil, or those kind of shows, but like bigger bands than Foo Fighters, like Korn and Slipknot, for instance.
You don't get bigger band than the Foo Fighters. The Foo Fighters are the biggest band in the world right now, and have been for a while.
You can believe that. Absolutely. But those types of bands, I mean, it's an economic boost, right? People rely on that for a livelihood.
100%. They have hundreds of people that they employ, right? From roadies to caterers to everything. It's awesome.
Everything, yeah.
Truck drivers.
It's tough. It is tough.
Yeah.
But they're also going to have, and the Foo Fighters being the Foo Fighters and having the money that the Foo Fighters do, are going to have some people taken care of. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, hey, we were supposed to go on tour. I'm sorry. Here's so much money for your catering business, and we'll give you a good word. See you later.
Yeah.
Well,
true.
It's really possible to, kind of sub him to complete a tour. Like if you look at Like even a lot of the drum techs know the sets, right? So, but yeah, I think it was just a smart, respectful move. They're a big enough band.
This brings up a whole new thing. Okay, Dave Grohl, when him and Taylor first really became friends in I'm going to say 2001. I think he joined the band in 97 or something, 98. He was the second drummer, right?
Exactly.
So he OD'd in 2001, and Dave stayed with him the whole time, right? Yep. He's like, this isn't happening. It just goes to show you how powerful drugs and addiction and mental issues really are. Like, these are people who have the world. He plays drums for a living. Could you imagine doing, what you've done your whole life, what you love to do, and dying because you went and did some drugs in a hotel room? If that's what happened to him, I'm not saying that is, because we don't know. Could have been a heart attack.
Allegedly. And like Murph here. Hey, Cliff. He's actually Murph was over at my place for a couple of days. So but he kind of works in that field, right? He's works with a lot of people with mental health and addictions and stuff like that. And yeah, it's it's like the Robin Williams thing. I mean, although Robin had a condition, but sometimes it's the happiest looking people in the room that have the most
most pain
issues. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, look at like our backside when you mentioned Michael Hutchins. Look what happened to him, right?
Right. Yeah. Fell jerking off in his closet.
He hung himself on the door, didn't he?
Yeah, hung himself on the door.
Autoerotic asphyxiation.
Wow.
Yeah. Which isn't well promoted.
Hey, man, you ever tried it?
No, not lately. No,
obviously not.
No, and we don't recommend any of that. That's crazy.
If you do it right, it's fine. You know what I mean?
No, it's not.
It's like anything.
It's not fine. It's bizarre, and it's
to you.
No, it's just like that. That's kind of risky business. I mean, I'm all for variety.
But people do it all the time, right? It's not just putting a rope around your neck and jerking off in a closet. It's having sex and choking a woman, or the other way around, having her choke you. It's the same thing. It's just you're doing it by yourself, right?
Yep. But just in case,
that's what you do in the closet.
Just in case.
Good evening, and welcome to the Heikadelic Show. We would like to take this moment to let you know that viewer and listener discretion is strongly advised. So sit back, have yourself a nice cool drink.
All right, we got that part.
Yeah.
And so, as for Murph says, there's not much to do in the Beeve. Yeah, we drink beer, we drink Jägermeister, we drink 40 Creek. Yeah. There's lots to do. So, come on up and join us one day.
Smoking
and
weed.
As for Todd says, Jaeger Vax, pretty good. Yeah.
I was going to ask him what he meant by that.
Jaeger Vax.
Jaeger vaccine.
There you go. I'm good.
I don't know.
Yeah. Dilute your system enough, you're great.
Yeah.
See, look, Sandra agrees.
Yeah. Anything cool happened to any of you guys over the last week? We never got to that.
I want to apologize for sitting here and eating these kind of cheesies. They're very addictive.
Yep.
And I broke my shoulder, so I'm trying to cheer myself up. I'm all alone here at the Ringo Ranch.
Oh, no.
Well, I got my dogs, but
I was going to say, where's your dogs?
Sleeping. But but these cheesies really great.
Don't get too wasted tonight, because you're going to get up in the morning and find these orange fingerprints all over the place in weird spots. Yeah. And you're going to go, how the hell did I do that?
No, right. He's going to wake up with an orange dink and go what the hell happened? And then we're going to have to tell him, well, you were eating cheesies and watching porn, obviously.
Speaking of penises, I was sent this by one of our
Penises?
loyal top fans.
Wow.
Let me just grab it here. Don't
grab the penis on the air. People don't like that.
Okay.
Don't what on the air with penis?
Yeah. He's grabbing it.
There's a place called the Penis Waffle House.
Ah.
So everything they do there, I guess, is shaped like a penis. This is not a penis, by the way, so we don't want to get in trouble.
It's a Richard.
But I don't know if you guys can see that.
Oh, your light's too bright.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So,
wow.
Lollipop,
is that dessert?
Lollipop.
I can't. Yeah, it's like looks like a donut actually, and then the little can next to it was
maybe it's a pogo.
A drink called Sapsucker. It might be a pogo, but it's a Waffle House, so who knows, right?
Wow.
Yeah, that would make sense. Having a sausage in a it's pretty much waffle batter, right?
Right.
Sure.
Well, I don't know if we're gonna get shut down for that, but you know what?
No.
I wouldn't have thought
All
so.
it was a pogo, right?
Yeah.
So how about you, George?
I've
What's new with you?
Nothing. Oh, I've got a couple of gigs. Yeah, actually I could have done one this week as well. But
yeah.
We've got a couple of gigs booked in April. Yeah, so things are coming back.
Hey, I sent you a thing. Did you get it? I didn't even notice. They're looking for a DJ, and I was like, George could be a DJ.
Where was that? I saw that, and then it
Niagara Falls.
Oh, no, it's a bit of a hike.
Yeah. Well,
you wouldn't want to hike. You'd want to drive.
Well, you know what I mean.
Well, it might have been a good gig, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was Thursday nights, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But if there's someone wants a Thursday night anywhere else, give me a shout. You know.
Yeah, just not Niagara Falls.
No, it's a bit of a drive. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Especially with gas. I mean, how much did you make by the time you drove to Niagara and back? Every week.
Stay in Jordan.
So Saturday we went out. Actually, Murph was down. We went out to Hills Pub, which used to be the T. Williams in
across the street
North
from
Oshawa. Oshawa. But you might want to check in over there, George, because they're doing some it's new ownership, right? So
is it? Okay.
They're doing. I know they've got karaoke on Tuesday nights.
Mike doing that. Mike Lex, I know Mike.
Yeah, and talk to Mike. Maybe he could. Can kind of hook you up because.
Well, actually, me and Mike go back a long time because when we used to do the bar in Bowmanville, he used to do the Thursday night karaoke there. Yeah. I used to do the Fridays and Saturdays, and then he was doing karaoke at the Players Bench, and it was actually Mike who gave me a call and said, "Get in touch." And that's how I ended up at the Players Bench on Friday night.
Well, get in touch with them. Maybe you can get in there too.
Score you a Thursday night gig there or something.
Anything, one-offs, even anything,
I mean,
closer than Niagara Falls.
Yes.
Well, hey.
Like about 20 years ago, and this is when I think I met Mike for the first time. I mean, he's been around the karaoke circuit, largely where I developed my voice of an angel. But
obviously,
I loved karaoke. It was a lot of fun. It still is. I mean, I really like to watch people who aren't, they're just kind of starting out, maybe a little rough around the edges, but I really admire that because it's tough to you mean like Derek?
Oh man, I'm the guy. In case you guys don't know, you never give a drummer a mic, but I will and I'll just go at it, right? I love it.
What would you sing? What would you be a karaoke song?
You want to know actually a song that I found out by accident and I can actually almost sing it is Black Crow Talks to Angels.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for some reason that was like in my wheelhouse. Like it worked. Like people were going, "Holy crap, you can sing!" And I'm like, "No, sample. I can't. I got lucky." This is the one song.
Yeah.
Oh, she talks to angels.
But I'm more of a higher pitched, mellow song singer.
Are you? Wow.
Yeah. Either that or I got to sing like something rappy, ska or something.
A bit ska, okay.
You know what we ought to do? We always talk about going out and doing stuff, but that would be a fun thing to do. Either go to one of Georgie's gigs or even go to a karaoke thing and just put it out there. Hey, we're going to be there and come and You know, come and party with the Heiko crew. That would be a lot of fun. I think Jackie out in Saskatchewan would have a bit of a drive, but you know.
Yeah, I see him further than Niagara Falls.
I think next year I'm going to Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
See you next year, Jackie.
Oh, there's Jackie there.
I thought you were doing it.
If she really wants to come out, you know, just let us know. Hop on a plane. We'll send one of the boys down the airport to pick you up.
Drive from Saskatchewan.
It's all good.
Or Saskatoon.
Saskatoon,
yeah.
Running back to Saskatoon.
I'm sure if they find themselves coming out this way, they'll give me a heads up. But yeah.
Ask Burton for a lift. He comes to Toronto all the time.
Who, Burton Cummings?
Yeah.
Right.
When he's running back, right?
Yeah.
Oh, ching.
Whoa. Ching, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry about the delay there, folks, but hey.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, I had something bizarre happen to me.
What did you have happen to you?
Did you have something bizarre happen? A funny thing happened on the way to the show.
Funny thing happened. Yes.
Is that why you had to sit down comfortably?
I had a terrible munch on the other day and just wanted to grab some fast food. I didn't have any of those. But so I stopped at a place.
Yep.
And ordered something. And, you know, there's a lot of the places now you can kind of see they're making your food. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see the glass and they're putting it together behind the counter and stuff like that. So I order something and this young lady starts putting it together. And I'm kind of looking at her because she's just like gets the meat and just throws it down, half misses and shit. And I'm looking and I'm, you know, what do you want? This, you know, and just firing shit on there and it's going everywhere. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? And she looks at me and she's like, don't tell me how to do my job. And I said, I'm not. You don't have to be rude. I have to eat that later, right? So she just keeps doing it. And I said to her again, I said, hey, do you mind? And she fucking picked it up and whipped it at me.
Did she really?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's like,
wasn't about you? That wasn't about you, Heiko, eh?
Heiko, isn't that like the same as what happened on the Oscars last? Isn't that like a hamburger slap in the face?
Yeah.
Did you walk up and slap her in the face?
No, I couldn't climb over the counter.
I comment about her, you know.
Oh, her making
burger skills.
See?
And she threw the burger at him. But
that's pretty cool.
What did you do?
Did you end up getting another one?
Actually, it was funny. She stomped off, and then the other girl came, and she's like, I'm so sorry. I said, look, it's okay. It wasn't you. She has a problem.
God damn, yeah.
So
that's awesome.
She made me another one, made it super, super nice, give it to me, charge, and then, I'm
walked around the back and the other
one. What the hell? So,
hey, you don't know what's going on. Something could be wrong with her.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
Yeah. And I'm not mentioning it because
you don't want to.
I talked to the manager and he was really, really good about it, apologetic, and
was it a local type thing like around here?
Well, it's there's places around. You see them around. It's just I'm not going to say it was.
No, I don't want you to say the name. I just wanted to know if it's like a little town type diner,
like the Golden Arches or something. Yeah.
No. It's a big chain.
Oh, it was a chain. Okay.
Yeah. So, but
a big chain in Cannington. So we're talking like Wendy's.
But it's like, holy crap.
Wow.
I love hamburgers. There's a place that in Ajax.
What you call it? Jam burgers?
No, what? It's a hamburger place. They just sell hamburgers. They're awesome. Like you can buy a 2 hamburger and fry deal, and they're amazing. But yeah, I'll have to get the name. I have to.
Yeah, find out.
I just kind of stumbled on it.
Melendez Meats on Wentworth, just before, in between Ritson and Wilson.
Yeah.
Melendez Meats, man, you get a nice big sandwich there, or Great Canadian Meat.
Yeah.
Oh, Great Canadian Meat Company. That was another great one.
Well, speaking of burgers, I was just down to see Danny, and he's hoping to have his store up and running again in a couple weeks.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So I can't wait. Country Stop Burger, folks, be up and running in a couple weeks.
That's in Ballantrae, Ontario. Just
McCoy's
on
Burgers.
Bloomington of 47.
Yes.
Yeah, so the place I was talking about is called McCoy's Burgers.
Oh, McCoy Burgers. Yeah, they got one there by across from the school.
Yeah, I like Harwood and I don't know.
Yeah, they got a bunch of them. There's around. They do have good burgers.
Harwood.
I'm a vegetarian now, and it fucking sucks because burgers are my favorite thing.
I was going to say, you don't eat burgers anymore, right?
Get a vegetarian.
I do eat veggie burgers, but it's just not the same. You know what I mean? I like a good, nice, big
veggie burgers. Veggie burgers are just wrong.
Why? I have stomach issues.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to resolve my stomach issues,
and is that working?
It is.
Yeah.
It's helping a lot, unfortunately. Like I grew up on a dairy farm. I am lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. It's just, this sucks, man. It's like the whole way I was brought up, I just can't do it anymore. Eat meat.
Wow.
Drink milk. That's how I was.
A hamburger with a glass of milk.
Oh, yeah. For breakfast.
Yummy.
Like, steak and eggs are my favorite thing. That's like in the morning, and then having a burger. Burger for lunch, burger for supper, perfect.
Sorry, I got an itchy nose.
It's all right.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So did you become lactose tolerant, or were you always lactose intolerant?
As a kid, I was lactose intolerant, and I was also I had to drink goat's milk or something. I think it was sheep's milk. It wasn't even goat.
Oh wow! Yeah.
And then I grew out of it, and then I guess with the dairy farm, drinking real milk, from the cow, you know what I mean, unpasteurized.
Yeah.
Probably screwed me up even more, right? But I used to drink like a couple of liters a day. You know what I mean? Because I have 1,500 liter tank sitting right there that I just drink a pitcher of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cream on it, so you had to stir it.
Yeah, fresh milk, real fresh.
Doesn't come any fresher than that.
Yeah. Wow. Right out of the bulk tank.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like that. One of those things like that. I mean, I don't know when it started, but kids that are allergic to peanuts. I don't remember that back in the day.
Never ever hear of that when we went to school. Never.
No. It's kind of really common now, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and you go, can't have peanut butter because someone's allergic to peanuts, and you're like, what?
Well, my son has never had a peanut butter sandwich. Not never, but he's never taken one to school. Yeah. That was like a staple. That and Nutella for me all through public school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Really,
everybody had a peanut butter jam sandwich. That was lunch.
If you had the bologna, man, you were hoo.
Yeah, whoa! I want to live at your house.
Yeah.
Oh my! Hey, there's Junior.
Hi, Junior.
Hi, Junior.
Hey, buddy. He's doing a quick hello. Yet I sat through his cast with Bling for
Kenny Lee from the Steve Miller Band.
Whatever.
That's a good one last week. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
The bass player for the Steve Miller Band. Yeah.
It's interesting to see all of these, retreads. Actually, Steve Miller, I wouldn't call them retread. They're just too popular for that. But who else did I see recently? Carol Pope. It's great because you remember them from when you saw them back in the 90s or the 80s.
I know, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, Suzanne Summers. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I remember her.
She put out after she got canned, she became a sponsor for what the heck was it? The leg a leg exercise.
Thigh
master. And they sold, actually, gosh, I think they sold something like what was it? 400 million of these things, right? So that's where she made her money. But saw her on TV today.
You mean it wasn't Three's Company?
What's that?
Yeah.
Three's Company didn't make her billions?
Yeah, no, Mr. Ritter or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, so she made her money doing that. But to see her, I'm like, wow, time was not on her side. However,
but she's got strong legs.
75 years old, and I didn't know that. I thought, I'm looking for the hottie from the.
You're looking for the hottie there, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and no, but she looks good, but at first she was not really recognizable. But when she said her age, I mean, wow, she does look great for her age. So just not, the hottie from back then.
So you're trying to say that she's still a cougar for gentlemen your age? Is that what you're saying?
Not at all.
How old is she, did you say?
75.
Holy moly, 75.
Yeah.
Wow.
I just saw her on one of those like selling Las Vegas shows or whatever. She had 27 acres of rock.
Wow.
At a place with like, she's had it for 30 or 40 years now, and she keeps on putting additions on it for her family and stuff. So it's almost like its own little getaway, you know what I mean? Because like you have this section over here for you, and you can go over here. I think there was 20 some odd different buildings on it.
And it's a weird looking building too, right?
Yeah, well, it is. It's because it's literally on like a rock mountain in the desert.
Yeah.
So
I think I've seen that.
It's old. It was literally from the 20s or something originally, and she just kept on adding on from her Thigh Master money.
So I have something. I'm going to be bringing in some pretty hot material starting in the spring. Not, a couple of months, because I got
like compost.
No, I got some land up north of Temagami, right?
Okay.
So I got it for hunting and fishing and, doing stuff, outdoorsy stuff I like to do. But interesting fact, there's a Sasquatch map for Ontario that shows all of the sightings. Goes right up north, actually from north of Muskoka, all the way up to Cochrane, Ontario, right? In Timmins.
Right.
But they have these well-documented sightings. So this woman up in Temiskaming area has photographs, and they're as good as that. I think it was somewhere out in Vancouver area.
Class on, yeah.
Yeah.
There has never ever been a good photo of.
Oh, this
Sasquatch.
is a great photo. I'm going to bring it on
because
it's great. No, Hike, absolutely. Out west, there were clear facial shots, not just stills. These are motion, right?
Okay, so, I've never ever seen anything that even was in focus.
There's a guy named Todd Standing, and Todd's got a couple of videos. In fact, Todd went out with Survivor Man, Les Stroud, who I invited on the show, by the way. But, cool. Les being an outdoorsy guy kind of not doubted. I think he was being like, kind of Sweden on the whole topic. But he went out and he's a believer, right? He's got a whole series.
All right.
But yeah, so I'm anxious to go out there and do my own little. I'm going to get some trap cams.
Yeah, use your ghost equipment and you can film at night.
There you go, night vision.
Night vision. Hey. See, now that's something I've always wanted to do is like use night vision goggles or something and look up at the sky at night. You know what I mean? Like out where we are, it's pretty clear, right?
Yep. Well, night vision at like looking up in the sky,
it won't do anything.
I've used like $20,000 nods to do this, and everything becomes like daylight, right?
Yeah.
But if it's a heavily like if there's a lot of stars in the sky, anything that illuminates will just give a bit of a blur or a flash to the night vision, right? So you're not going to see anything in the sky. However, if you look into the wood, a forest or whatever, and if you've got good night vision, it's pretty amazing.
Walk around the hallways of a haunted house at night. Yeah, that's where you want it.
I was listening to Coast to Coast, and I think it was George Norrie who was saying like they go out into the desert and use night vision glasses, and you can see stuff moving that is obviously not a satellite, and there's definitely something else out there that you can see, and you can definitely see it with night vision glasses.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's night vision. I've got a lot of experience. I got a set of goggles I can loan you, Derek, and you can play around with them. But last year I bought kind of a scope. It's more of a rangefinder thing, but it's pretty amazing. It's got both the tube kind of night vision and infrared.
Right.
And the reason they do that is the tube vision doesn't give off a beam. So if you're using it for military ops, you can't use the infrared, right? Because you're But yeah. So I'm going to prove that Sasquatch in Ontario exists.
Right.
My mission. Bucket.
And if he does, make friends with him, and then invite us all up, and we can have a couple of beers with Sasquatch around the campfire. That would be so awesome.
I always wanted to
do some selfies
with Sasquatch, make some deals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always wanted to spoon with a Sasquatch. I'm not sure why. It's just aesthetic.
It'd be nice and warm, I tell you.
Yeah. Might be a bit itchy.
Just don't get the backside because I don't know how they clean their fur.
That's easy. They use rabbits.
They use rabbits. They look down and they say, "Hey, rabbit, do you have any problem with shit sticking in your fur?" And the rabbit looks up and says, "No, not really." And okay, great.
Yep, thank you. Woohoo! Hey, I got a question for you guys. It's actually not a question. It's something that happened, and I just want to hear your opinion on it.
Okay.
I'm up beside Lake Simcoe where there's a lot of ice fishing going on.
Yep.
Right. So there was emergency vehicles up near the town of Brecken one night, and one of the ladies recognized the crew that was up there and said, "That's a family member that works there. I'll find out what's going on." And they found out the next day that somebody had called in a 911 call,
right?
Because they thought somebody had gone through the ice.
Okay.
So, end of the story is nobody went through the ice, so it was a false alarm. They were not at risk, and the people that made the phone call got charged $9,000 for making a false call.
Wow.
Now, what do you think of that?
I think that false call should have never been classed as a false call. I think that they saw what they saw.
Yes.
Was it open? I mean, ice can be very deceiving, right?
Like it can.
If you've got a dark, deeper spot, it can look like an open water situation, right?
But you're a person that's not going to go on the ice.
Yeah.
But you see something out there and it looks like somebody has gone through the ice and is struggling to get out and it's going to drown. You're going to call 911.
Absolutely. They should take that to.
Yeah.
So they're charging these people.
You are the person
$9,000
who calls daily. Oh, Bob's
well, it's different.
Dog shit on my neighbor's lawn. You know what I mean?
So if this sticks and this goes through,
are you gonna say hi to Susan there, Ringo, or what?
Yeah.
What's that?
Say hi.
You're gonna say hi to Susan. I'll say hi to Susan. Hi, Susan.
Hey, Susan.
How's everything in Cannington?
So this person and all their friends and family will never ever call in another 911 call if somebody's in trouble.
That's right.
Right?
So Kathy's asking what George's top 3 artists are, and he already mentioned that. Kathy already answered it. He said Korn, Slipknot. Let me recap.
Korn,
Slipknot.
Foo Fighters, wasn't it?
Not the Foo Fighters. It was actually
it's Kathy talking about the Painters, maybe
the Beatles. The Beatles.
I wasn't really a Beatles fan. I was growing up.
I'm a large Robert Bateman fan.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
I think he's a great artist.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we've gotten a few of his pictures.
Oh yeah,
they're great. Yeah.
Is that the
what do you think of that, Robert?
Yes,
Bateman?
he does. Yeah,
yeah,
realistic
yeah,
animal.
Yeah.
My aunt has probably 40 of his prints, all signed and autographed.
Yep.
Like she sees the guy all the time. Every time he makes something, there you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorites since I was in school doing art and all that back in the day was Vincent van Gogh. Just thought, wow, crazy. Really crazy, yeah. And then I got to read about him and his life, and wow,
you thought, hey, that's when drugs were invented.
Yeah, yeah. He used to try and poison himself with his paint, Prussian blue. Was it?
Yeah. Oh, have you? Speaking of art, I saw a movie. It was called The Golden Woman or The Golden Lady. Have you ever heard of that movie?
With
that's a great film to watch.
Trying to get
what was it called? The Golden what?
Golden Lady or the Golden Woman?
Golden Woman or Golden Lady. It's about a painting.
Yeah,
a painting that has gone missing. Right,
it's stolen during the war, right, by the Germans.
Yeah,
trying to claim it back, and it goes.
They're trying to find it. Yeah.
I wonder how much stuff is out there, because we know, like, from just what we know of reproductions and stuff.
Yeah.
How many real pictures have been reproduced that people don't even know, and then boom, you know what I mean? That would be kind of crazy.
Well, there's still a ton of stuff missing. And it's funny because there's nobody around that even knows how true or if true or whatever. But when the Nazis were in the war, when they went to the towns, they took a lot of valuables.
Yep.
And they stored them in a warehouse. Mm-hmm. And then from what we hear is a lot of the stuff was put on a train. They called it Hitler's train or something.
Yeah.
Cars and cars full of riches, like paintings, gold, like you name it. And that train disappeared, the whole train. Mm-hmm. And people have been looking for it ever since, and no one has ever found it.
Yeah.
It's in the Arctic. They're all playing on it now.
Yeah. Okay.
Could be
there's a movie.
Around, right?
Well, something's got to be up in the Arctic. Something's definitely there that, you know what I mean? There's been way too many people of power been there for no reason.
Yeah.
Is that the Arctic or the Antarctic?
Well, the Antarctic, nobody can go there.
Well, that's
off limits to human beings.
Well, that's because it's the edge of the Earth.
It's the edge of the Earth.
Or the edge of our dimension, and then on the other side of it is where the reptilians live.
Right. Oh, by the way, August the 14th. I'm waiting for August the 14th. I've got a note on my calendar.
Oh, right.
Remember, August the 14th. It's written down.
Speaking of that, though, when we did have
18th, sorry, 18th.
When we had Adrian on, maybe what she was talking about was Putin starting the war.
Mm.
Right? She said it won't be long, and you'll see. It's going to be world changing.
Possibly.
It could be definitely that. Well, I see a lot more, like, you know, it's amazing. The episode from last night at the Oscars, there were so many people critiquing it, and there was this religious organization. Because I guess when Will said something about he was told that I forget exactly how he put it, but basically, if there's a sort of a crack in the wall, that's when the how did he say it now? That's when evil appears, or the devil, or however he said it. He didn't say it exactly like that, but so now all of the, you know, there's some religious sects who have said, look, you know, that was meant to happen. That slap in the face was, you you know,
part of the Illuminati,
God saying this, you know, and he
right,
will to as a vessel, and I'm like, oh
Yeah.
no.
I've also heard people say it's because of Ares is whatever in power over whatever, and so it's all Ares' fault.
Yeah. But there's a lot of events, right? There's a lot of events going on.
Have been done.
Yeah. Over the last, year or year and a half, there's all these little events happening, and they're like a person or a thing or something, but when you look at them carefully, they are huge. And the one that isn't getting that much publicity, but if you think about it, it's that nurse in the U.S. that is getting charged for killing that person.
Yep.
Have you heard of that?
Yep.
No.
It was all rush, panic. My wife, she's in the same situation at work, so she's telling me how true all this is. The doctors say, I need this. Yep. The nurses run and they got to go get the shit, right? Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of protocols, but a lot of those protocols kind of get skipped or pushed or whatever because they're trying to save a life, right? Yep. And if you went through the regular channels, it takes hours, right? But anyways, I don't want to get into that.
Well,
it's now
saying that too, Hike. When
doctors,
some doctors maybe go too far with saving people's lives. I worked at a place for duly diagnosed people. I don't like to say mentally developed to late or anything because they're not catching up, right?
Right.
Anyways, there was one client who he was a vegetable. How do you put it? Like he didn't move, he didn't eat on his own, he didn't breathe on his own, and he was in a wheelchair, and you walked him into a pool and you walked him out, right? Like in his chair.
Yeah.
Doctors were bragging about saving his life 30 some odd times in a day. In one day. Right?
Yeah.
There is a point where maybe you should let nature take its course. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But see, even that's a specific person that has life debilitating diseases, does not have a quality of life that we might not call perfect, right? So even there, they're pushing the envelope, and I think that's wrong. Yeah. But what happened? This person was in for whatever, and the wrong drugs were administered, and the patient died. And the doctors are going, right? The doctors are the ones that call the shots.
Yep.
They wipe their hands of it. The hospital wipes their hands of it. The union wipes their hands of it, and they pin it on the fucking nurse.
Yeah.
But Heiko, that's
what?
The same
Yeah,
thing
but listen, what people don't understand right now is how huge this one incident is. If they put this nurse away,
it's a precedent setter. Yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
Oh my God, healthcare is going to change.
Yeah.
Drastically, because then they're going to go through the stages. The nurses are going to say, "Look, if you're going to pin this shit on me, I'll go by the book." So the guy that's screaming in pain and shaking can't get a shot because they're calling the shots and they're overriding the system and getting this person a pain med because they know that's what they need. They're going to go through the pharmacy in the hospital, and it's going to take hours. It literally takes hours. And even a lot of times when they're in OR, they have these decisions they make, and the doctor overrides it. The nurses have to override the system to get the medication because it's all computer dispensed now.
Yep.
To save a life. That's not going to happen anymore if they nail this nurse. And it's wild. It's just wild, and people don't understand the immensity of this one thing.
Not to take anything away from nurses or anything, but I've been a crane operator, right?
Yeah.
I can work for a company and I can be ill-trained and still operate this. And if
Yep.
I kill somebody while operating, the company doesn't get charged, the union doesn't get charged, I get charged.
Yeah.
As the operator. So it's the same in a lot of jobs.
That's
right?
why you're a licensed operator, right?
Yes.
Exactly. That's why a nurse is licensed. If I go and say I'm lifting 30,000 pounds, and then I was like, oh, I've got a 25,000 pound crane, but I'm going to lift 30,000 pounds. Happens every day, but if something goes wrong,
yeah, but I've taken the crane operating course, and right there, it's pinned on the operator because the operator knows the limitations of his crane.
Exactly.
And if your boss comes up to you and says, "Pick that up,"
yep,
I can't. The crane is under limit of this piece I'm supposed to pick up.
Yep.
Right, and that's it. There's nothing anybody can do about it if you refuse.
Yep.
Right.
But if you do it and something happens,
you could also lose your job too, because like at the place that I worked at, I was a 70-ton crane operator.
Right.
And I was lifting a train body crane. So what it is, it's on a train track, and they fill it with lead, right? So it was 100,000 pounds.
Right.
And I'm in a 70,000 pound crane, right? Or 70 tons, sorry. So I try and lift this thing, and I have to wiggle it up, right?
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done it.
No.
But I did it. and it was cool to see the machine do it.
And thank God nothing happened.
Nothing happened, exactly.
Right?
Yep.
So and it's not just the crane's limitations, you have the cables. You know, you see this all the time on those Rescue 411 shows where the tow truck drivers are pulling tractor trailers out of the ditch and the cables snap because the weight's too much, right?
Well, with cranes, whatever is on it, it's literally made to double the weight of whatever it's graded as.
Yes.
That's great as long as there's not like a hairline rip in it, right?
Yeah.
Because then it doesn't do shit.
So
speaking about ripping, I want to rip into this can, George. Can you help me?
I can do that for you.
Get a drink, folks. Oh, thank you.
You see the fallout from the Ottawa convoy is that the police, I guess what they're doing with some of the organizers, I guess leaders of the convoy,
organizers
changing the charges to national threat. So some serious jail time might happen there.
Well, I didn't realize that those guys
national threat. People, what did they threaten?
But they're the same people. They what did they threaten? They threatened the whole city.
Yeah.
But they're the same people who tried organizing stuff for the Black Lives Matter movement, right? And they moved up here because it didn't work in the States, and they did do much better. They got a lot more people together. Luckily, we're not like truckers down south that are going to tar and feather a building.
Yeah.
Right. But it's still, as I said, I like the idea of the convoy. I like that Canadians got together as a group, maybe for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Well, what do we have anywhere in any country in the world? What do we as citizens have to show that we agree or disagree or want to bring something up that needs to be fixed? What do we have? The only thing we have as people is protests.
Yep.
Where we have to gather up our friends, our relatives, our neighbors and comrades, or people in the same type of job and stand up and be heard. The whole problem with this whole thing was, regardless what is the backing thoughts or whatever, is it started because the truckers had all these mandates put on them about crossing the border and all this bullshit, which really was bullshit. And their lives, their jobs were being tested because they're not making any money. They can't support their families.
Yep.
And their numbers are huge. They're not bringing stuff to the stores. They're like, it was a big deal. Mm-hmm. So they rallied together and they figured, we're going to go to Ottawa, where our government is, where our people that run the country are, and we're going to try and talk to them and see if they can make some changes. Well, our piece of shit government wouldn't even come out of the building to address them.
But the thing is,
all they did was change the fucking rules and call them every nasty word in the book and try and make it go away without even going out and addressing a problem.
But Heiko, when
we went to
Ottawa,
Ottawa
has been shut down for COVID for the last year and a half, 2 years, right?
Everywhere has.
They're not going to go to Ottawa and talk to anybody because there's nobody there.
Yes, they are there. The Prime Minister is there. Everybody's there. And if it meant anything to them, like the people of their own country, if it meant anything, they would have done something. We have the greatest fucking technology going. Trudeau could have stood on the front step of his house and he could have talked to everybody on a big screen, and they could have talked back and forth, and they could have said, hey, come on, we need some help here, blah, blah, blah. But no, the piece of shit went on vacation and they did nothing but ignore them, and they wouldn't leave. They said, we're going to stand fast. So they changed rules. They actually went into Parliament and made up new shit to get them off the property. They confiscated their gear. They confiscated their jerry cans. I know, but this thing is another big thing that has been just put under the rug. For instance, the government was complaining that truckers had their families in their trucks, their children, and their children should not be going through all this crap and be uncomfortable and stuck in a truck. And they explained it's just like camping. We have our food, we have our heat and everything. And what did the government do? It took their fuel away, confiscated all their jerry cans. So now these people cannot keep their children warm. How does that work? Like, what kind of a government does that? And that's why we now look little. And as Trudeau's going out to other countries to these meetings and forums, they're embarrassing the shit out of him because he shouldn't be in power. I feel really strongly about that. Sorry I went that way, but hey.
Yeah.
You know,
so
how about those Leafs? It's wild. How about the Leafs? They suck too.
Yeah, they totally suck.
Hey, but Canada have qualified for the World Cup.
Yes.
Yeah, how did they do that?
First time since the Blizzards.
I know, eh?
That's 86. Yeah, but where they didn't get any points, by the way. I was scoring back. I've still got me score chart.
Thanks, Suzanne. I love you too.
But no, I mean I've been following them. They've got a pretty good side. I mean, they're not going to win the World Cup or anything like that, but they're going to give a run for quite a few teams money for sure. Yeah, it's been coming. It's been coming for a long time, actually.
Yeah.
I mean,
isn't there a game in Toronto?
That was yesterday. There was another one on Wednesday, but I mean, they played Panama on Wednesday, but yesterday they played Jamaica. I mean, they only had to draw it or tie it. Yeah, but I mean, it's a pretty big deal actually, because Canada have got players that play for like Bayern Munich, like Alphonso Davis. He plays out there. There's another guy that plays for another German team. It's not like in '86, where they were just like playing for local teams. You know what I mean? And,
Canada's also tripled in size since '86, right?
Well, right? Well, I was hearing somebody saying that in the equivalent game like 36 years ago, where they, sealed the deal and were going to Mexico in '86, the game was played in St. John's or somewhere like that, and there was 7,500 people there. That was it.
Ooh.
And yesterday, there's 30,000 at BMO Field and millions watching it on TV.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
and the weather wasn't the greatest.
But it's perfect.
Toronto,
I thought, coming from England and watching football, that was great weather. We had the snow; it was freezing. The broadcasters are bundled up at the side of the pitch. I thought This is like Canada in March, how we play.
I know the Canadian players
great.
are wearing shorts and the Jamaican players are wearing sweaters and long pants.
It was a great day for Canada. I'm very proud of them, actually.
Yeah, I'm glad.
It's great. It's really good.
And you want to know something? I can't believe the amount of soccer that's been in the area. My son plays rep soccer now.
Yeah.
And it has grown so much, even in the last couple of years that he's played. They had to do an amalgamation, right?
Yeah.
They call it North Durham. North Durham United.
Nice.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
They got Brock Township, Uxbridge, and Port Perry.
All right.
Together, right? So they could make a team.
Yeah.
And it's doing pretty good. Like my son he's keeper.
Yeah.
We got him in training, like extra training and stuff. But there's only 4 different spots that we play, right? We go like Darlington, Ajax, Whitby, and then Uxbridge.
Right.
When we have our games.
When do you play the games like when they an Ajax? I mean,
when I think games this year are going to be Wednesdays.
All right, I might come out and watch one.
Yeah.
Or Darlington even,
Yeah, we should bring out the Heikadelic show.
That's right. Yeah. Pitch side. We're pitch side with the Heikadelic show.
No, it's kind of neat because my son's 10, so I guess he's going to be playing 11, so he's going to be turning 11 this year.
Wow.
But they're just at the age where they get it and they want to play, right?
Yeah, perfect age. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's preteen and next is going to be the total exciting because that's when they're going to 13, 14, they're going to start really getting into it.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's funny. Was he in it when it was small, or was it just something he started recently?
He did play when he was small. We played house league for a couple of years. Then he wanted to try baseball and hockey.
Yeah.
He.
But it's funny when you get the little kids. It's just this pack of like kids running, chasing the ball.
It's like a bunch of bees.
A swarm of kids. Yeah. It's brilliant.
But I would suggest to anybody if you can put your kid in rep instead of in house league. They're gonna enjoy it more. I've noticed that like the kids who play rep enjoy it. It's more of a bonding experience,
right?
Than when you're playing in house league and it's just mom comes, drops kid off and leaves. You know what I mean?
It all depends. I think it all depends on the coaches and.
I've had my girls both in hockey and soccer, house league and rep, and it all depends on how good your child is and how good the other kids are on their team, regardless of the sport.
Yeah.
So you can have an amazing group of kids playing house league, and they'll go out there and kick ass. Yeah. What we found too, our children were at that good level or the decent level, so we tried the rep. And the rep, they got more ice time, they got more field time. It was more this, more that, more tournaments, more that. But this is me talking again. The kids enjoyed it no matter where they went because they had the bonding with their teammates, right? Hockey, soccer. Keisha's listening right now. She knows what I'm talking about. I think rep is for the parents. It's not for the kids.
Yeah.
Well, they spend the money. You got all the fucking crazy parents in rep. The people that you can't talk to on any other level than the sport that the kids are playing in. And it's all about the parents.
But that's hockey again more than soccer, right? The soccer, there is the crazy parents, don't get me wrong, right?
Yeah.
But there's not the fighting in the crowd. There's not, you know what I mean?
Well, I grew up in Oshawa with my kids, and I find a lot of the kids that play hockey play soccer because there's no hockey in the summer. They got to play something, and what do they play? Soccer.
But they're usually not playing rep soccer because like rep soccer goes through winter, right? You do get the odd kid who crosses over.
Yeah, you're just playing indoor.
Yeah. Like my son.
I used to be an assistant for kicks, but I honestly don't like to lose, and like whether it's rep hockey or it's rep soccer, I think a lot of the coaches are snowflakes and they don't like. Okay, you want to have and everybody's got to have fun and blah blah blah. So you want to promote good sportsmanship, but at the end of the day, if you're a rep team, win some games, right?
Yes.
Well,
because it's thousands of dollars for rep, like parents, right, to support it. And then they get these coaches
driving around
that are
hotels.
just fucking flakes, honestly. It's frustrating, whether it's hockey, whether it's soccer. It's like go after that ball like you need to steal it, right? Like but you get it's all these sensitivities, but you can still promote. Like, what do you want to? I was going to wear my Will Ferrell T-shirt tonight.
Were you really? I would have come over there and slapped you one.
No, I was going to wear it.
Wrong Will.
It says you're either first or you're last.
Yeah.
And I always told my daughter, I said, listen, second place is first place for losers. So anyway, that's my message.
So I'm first place all the time. I'm the first loser.
So you're one of those hard ass dads that we'd have to kick out of the fucking arena because the game's going to get forfeited because dad over there is losing his shit.
No. You know what I lose my shit with was coaches, right? Come on. It's like, okay, this is great. But when you play rep level, you got to win some games. Come on. But I think it's simple. You don't have to be tough on the players. I mean, you gotta drill them. You gotta get them, and be tough. Like, you know what? If you're not going to play your position and play it like work and practice and everything, fine, off the team. Like that's you don't walk into a rep league. You get, you have to try out. So if
you know what? This is great because all the coaches that coach boys sports in rep, that's exactly what you do. You got to be a hard ass. You got to tell them, you want to play that position? Show me, and on them, kick their asses. Girls, it'll never fucking happen.
Yeah, but that's
never. You could do what you want in the change room if the girls are off because it's cycle time or whatever the hell's going on, or somebody did something with somebody and they're all nah, it's not happening. There's nothing you can do to get them to go out there and play.
But that's the same with a daughter and a son, right? You tell your daughter what to do and what she do.
Yeah.
Nope, I'm not doing that because you told me to.
Try coach girls sports, man. Any girls sports, try it. I dare you.
No.
I think if you're there to, play, have fun, not be so concerned about winning, then play like a house league. But in rep, people are spending a lot of money for rep teams. Now, you don't want to go overboard and just, pressure the kids too much, but it's not really about that. To get a team to play like you can have a lot of individual awesome players, but if they're playing their own game, they're not playing as a team. So fat chance you're going to win a game, right?
Yeah.
So I think a coach's job is to encourage them to play their role, and then also learn other roles in case they have to back up or move from offense to defense or something. But and I'm talking both hockey and soccer, right?
Yeah.
But to make a family pay for rep and go on all these road trips. I mean, parents go on those road trips for different reasons because of
they go for them fucking selves. They don't go for the kids. Right. They go out there to be in a hotel and drink beer and go out to eat and all that shit. They don't give a fuck about the games. The parents are there for themselves.
I literally do it for my son. I want him to be the kid jumping on a bed, breaking fucking windows. Don't do that. You know what I mean? I want him to have the fun to experience that. I never got to do it as a kid. I would have loved to have gone to a hotel room with 15 kids that I know, 7 of them that I get along with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's And no matter what, you're going to have a bond your whole life with all of those 15 kids. You're going to see them in 20 years when you're playing beer league, whatever, beer league soccer, beer league hockey, doesn't matter.
Yep.
And you're going to say, hey, remember that time we were stupid and did that? And you're going to have memories, right?
Yes.
That's what I don't think it's for the parents. Like, I don't drink. I'm not going to hang out with parents. I actually hate most of the parents.
Oh yeah.
No, I do. Like, I'm not a jock, right?
No, seriously. A lot of the parents are like over the fucking
I would say,
top.
Derek, 80% of those parents won't agree with you, right? Because they're there for the party. They're there for the infidelities and whatever else goes on. Right?
You're there for your kid. You're a good guy. And you know what? The percentage of people like you is a lot less than the ones that are out there.
Yeah, exactly. You're 20%.
I know it. I've done it all my life with 2 kids, right?
You're the token nice guy.
And put the message back up that Keisha put. Keisha just sent a message. This went away. What did she put up? Yeah. Oh yeah, there you go. And yet the girls' high school team beat the boy team every time.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
They were good hockey players.
Was that in Beaverton?
No, Oshawa.
In Oshawa? Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
Oshawa. Yeah. My daughter Keisha was a goalie, and my God, she rocked my world. She was.
But
she was
in Oshawa, like, I thought you had to drop out if you were in grade 9 if you were a boy. Isn't that how that worked?
I don't know. I don't have boys.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here, what did you say there?
I had way more fun in house league, that's for sure. A win was so much more satisfying than all the players got equal time. Nothing beats watching a kid that barely scored their first goal. That's true. I 100% agree.
Yep.
I watched my son also play on a house league team that some of the coach or 2 of the coaches, there was 3 coaches. 2 of the coaches were only coaching house league because they're to play in the rep league, they had to play in house league as well, because there wasn't enough kids in their age group, right? Yeah. So my son was actually playing on a rep team, which sucked because there was half the rep team that played was house league didn't even pass the puck, right? It was I played with you, we're doing drills together, and the other kids. I
found that a lot with the rep teams. They were just call them puck hogs, call them ball hogs, call them whatever. I'm gonna fucking do it all myself, and that was a terrible attitude because it's not a team sport like that.
Yeah, and I wonder, I wouldn't want to be a coach for kids nowadays because I mean, when I was doing soccer, it would be like if you had a kid with an attitude like that, it's okay. See this ball? I want you to kick it around the field. But like that's your, how they'd make you jog, they make you do this and that.
Yeah.
And and unfortunately, I was a little tough on the team, but at the end of the day, we scored, right? We came up in the ranks from years before, year after year, that it was the suckiest of sucky teams. And I didn't look to coach. I had my daughter in it, and then it was like, okay, the coach quit, just boom, gone, right? Just decided wasn't for him, and I'm like, okay, fine. And his assistant coach was gone, and they had nobody. So we had a game coming up on I think it was a weekend or whatever, and I said, look, I'll go and do it, So it was kind of a little rocky, but then I realized, this is about trying to inspire these little personalities all over the place and getting them to work together and cooperate, right? So I used the military approach. It's like, okay, here's a squad, here's all of these teams within the team, and this is what we're at, right? So absolutely, you know what? These are battles. The war is at the the tournament, and I think going from a nobody team, we ended up I think in second place in the tournament, the final tournament for the season.
First place to lose.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's when I said, well, you know what? Everybody's like, congratulations. Yeah, we didn't win. Yeah. Second place to first place for losers.
Yeah. And see, funny, me as a parent, the difference to me of house league and rep was in rep hockey you just played games. There was no practicing. In house league you had a practice and a game every week, right? So okay, our kids are that great that they don't need to practice. Just go and play. And in house league there was 3 or 4 tournaments in a season, and if you were in rep they doubled that up. And that was the only fucking difference, you know. But house league was $400. Rep was $3,000.
Yeah, $3,000.
And I go, why? It's the same shit, except okay, you're playing games. Your kids are not practicing. They're not learning nothing. They're just playing all the time. And you get a couple more tournaments that we pay for as parents anyway. We have to do fundraisers and all that to pay for going on these tournaments. So why are we paying all that extra money? Where's it going? It's bullshit.
No, right? And Keisha's got a good point, though. Like rep being serious and watching parents make their kids cry. So what I used to do with that is if you were a parent and you intervened, I was going to send you to your car, right? Because those coach, that's where
good for you, buddy. Good for you. Exactly.
They like Mike Lindros's or whatever, Eric Lindros's parents, right? Were at every game and they would be critical and blah, blah, blah. They were coaching Eric, right? And, but no, it was like, okay, if you're going to intervene and get involved and just demotivate your kid, go sit in your car, right? Or I'll pull you.
We had parents yell at their kids, what the hell was that?
Exactly.
Calling them useless and all this shit. In a game or in another city at a tournament or something, and these parents are flipping out on their kids.
Well, and the shitty thing about Rep League too is Rep League will call in kids that aren't talented enough for Rep League, but they're good to practice with, right? So the winning Rep League teams would use them as punching bags. And I thought that sucked because Keisha's saying, you know, like kids stuck on the bench. And that's what happened, right? A lot. But, I think you got to have, like, coaching has to be strong. It's very hard. And I think it would be very tough because I always found a good coach was an emotional coach as well, right? Like, not that they would cry if they had lost a game, but they would be, you would know you don't want to lose the next game. You would do it in a way like I played football for 3 city championships in a row. You know, I came up from third stringer to the starter, and
right out Bundy.
We would take a bullet literally for the coach, right? And well, that's probably extreme, but those are the things you remember because you know what? Awesome coaches are mentors that your kids will gravitate to and remember for life.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So
you got it.
Well, Heiko, it is 11 o'clock.
And what does that mean?
It means I'm getting tired.
You got to work tomorrow.
No, I got COVID, man.
Oh, right. That's right.
Well, so what the hell? We're going to go another half hour then. If you got COVID.
All right, wake me up.
You wimp.
I actually have some work to do tomorrow, so I'm kind of doing some contract.
Yep,
stuff.
Me too.
You got some contracts. Okay. Should be telling us that.
Yeah. No, I'm not taking
and look what Keisha just wrote. If a kid goes through tryouts and makes the team, they should be able to play.
I totally agree with that. Like as a coach, I would make sure all my players, we went through a rotation. The ones that weren't as strong. So this is the idea of taking kids and let's say for instance, you got a bunch of defense kids, right? So you split them up at practice. So defense works with defense and then you bring offense with defense, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, defense feels like a team and they all get to play. So then what you do is you mix and match the stronger ones with the not so strong. And they'll be pissed because even as kids, they all want to be showboats, right? And so they're going to like, oh, well, that guy's good. That guy's, I want to only play on that string, right? Whether it's hockey, whether it's soccer, or football, whatever, same kind of deal, right? It's always like, oh, okay, want to be part of the little mini dream team within that. But your job as a coach is mix it up, because you mix it up.
And as a coach, you look at the other team and you go, holy shit, shift number one has got amazing offense. So on shift number one, you put your strong defense out on the ice, right?
Yeah.
And, when they got their shitty offense, you put your shitty defense on. Not saying they're crappy, but you know what I mean? You match it up, but you play everybody. You don't see the Maple Leafs and shit like that NHL where they have people just sitting on the bench the whole fucking game. They have shifts. They play their shifts. They match them up and they go out there and they match player to player, right?
Yeah.
And
absolutely. And like you can tell with professional sports, like even the hockey game on the weekend with Montreal and Toronto. To me, it's like, wow, Montreal's got a super, super goalie, and they really do, right? Whereas Toronto's got a shitty goalie right now. I mean, it's needs more game time, I think.
And there's no excuse for that. Not for Toronto. Not for fucking Toronto.
Team. Right. I mean,
the highest paid NHL team in the freaking league, and they have a shitty goalie. Why?
You know what?
There's no excuse because they have the money.
Make me a coach for the Leafs, and we'll get them a win. They are haunted by Game 7 because for some reason they lose confidence along the way. Right? They do really well for a while, and then all of a sudden they lose confidence. But they're rebuilding that team, right? But like say Matthews and
I've been hearing that my whole life.
No,
I know.
I was born in 1967 when they won the Stanley Cup, and that's it. So 55 years ago, right? I mean,
wild.
It's almost, to your point, it's criminal, right? Like I guess the owners of the team are comfortable with having losers as coaches, right?
They're making money. They don't give a fuck.
That's right.
That stadium is sold out no matter what. They don't care. They don't care.
But look at this. So you look at the game on Saturday. There was one point I just kind of lost touch with it, but there was Montreal had 17 shots on Toronto, and they were already they were leading by I think 2 goals, right?
Yeah.
Toronto had 40 shots on Montreal, so that pretty much sums it up. Montreal,
right there.
Your defense sucks ass, right? You got to get a stronger defense, and your offense is great.
Yep.
Because you're putting Toronto's offense can't get a goal past the goalie, right? Is it just the goalie? Well, he's a pretty good goalie, but maybe Toronto offense needs a little work, right?
Yeah.
Definitely Montreal.
I tell you what, Ringo, I want you to be the coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and if that ever happens,
okay, I will.
There's one thing I want to be. I want to be the bus driver.
You want to be the what? Water boy?
The bus driver.
Okay.
Because I will have the team on my bus, and I will do a couple extra loops around the city before game time, and I will guarantee you that when those boys get off that bus, they're going to be ready to play hockey.
Nice. Give them the devil's lettuce. Right
here we go.
Yeah, I wonder if they're playing high sometimes, right? Like it's just, but they can't get past Game 7. How long has that haunted them, right?
Yeah.
Since Mike Pellick. Remember Mike Pellick?
Oh, yeah.
The guy that scored on his own net?
Yeah.
What would happen if they got past Game 7?
Well, they'd win.
They'd
finally win something.
When was the last time they even made it to the quarterfinals?
They make Game 7 a lot. They look at the history. They make Game 7 a lot. But
when was the last time?
I think to your point, if they got past Game 7, it'd be like opening the back of the closet and finding Narnia, right?
Pretty much.
And that's the problem with coaching right now. It's like you are winners, right? We're gonna be at the Stanley Cup, and we're gonna win it, right? They don't do that. They're all like, because you can see where they shift their style. They lose confidence by the time they get to Game 7.
They ramp up, they make trades, they get guys, they do
exactly.
They start winning games, and it's like, oh, here we go, Toronto, and all of a sudden it's like, and it's like,
well, part of it, like,
what happened?
Where's Matthew these days? Really?
Who cares?
There's no more mentors on the team. He's there, but he's not there. I even asked the question when we were out watching them. It was like, was that Matthews? A glimpse. But anyway,
you know what? When the NHL did their first strike, you remember that?
Yeah.
That really put a downer on watching hockey for me, because I go, those guys don't give a shit about the sport. It's all about money.
Mm-hmm.
I find
and then finally they strike the second time. I was done.
Yeah.
That TV was shut off, and I went out and I watched my girls play hockey, and that was more exciting to me than watching NHL hockey, because those kids wanted to play and those motherfuckers did not. All they wanted to care about is playing golf.
Well, when Toronto farm team stepped up, that was amazing. It's like, wow, they can slaughter Toronto, right? I mean, they should, as a cool experiment, they're not going to get past Game 7 anyway. Get the farm team out on the ice. They've got a lot more passion, right? And they listen.
Okay.
Got a lot of prima donnas.
Maybe not you, Derek, so much, but maybe George and Ringo and myself. Do you remember Pyramid Power? Remember that?
Selling.
No, It was called Pyramid Power. Do you remember that?
No.
With the Toronto Maple Leafs?
No, I don't. Well, no.
No? Holy fuck.
How far are we going back?
25 years?
No, I wasn't. Yeah. Oh.
Right? Yeah. Something like that. They had something, the Toronto Maple Leafs had something, it was called Pyramid Power. And they had these little tiny pyramids, 4-sided ones, and they used to have them underneath the benches.
Yeah.
And they did that every game, and every game they did that, they won. And they were just winning like freaking crazy. And then media went nuts, and the other teams went nuts, and everybody was complaining about this Pyramid Power thing. And they went through loops and bounds to try and stop it, and they finally did. And then the Leafs started to lose.
Well, hey, Heiko. Okay,
it was like, holy shit.
Just so you know, it wasn't 25 years ago.
Yeah. When was it?
45 years ago, bud.
I'm not even 45 years old.
So there 1975 to 76.
So I just couldn't remember that.
The Leafs were using it.
Hey, Derek, look.
Well, I wasn't here then, right?
I was two when that happened.
I was in Toronto, Canada then in 76.
Yeah,
there you go.
There you go. That's
I remember that.
But it's the same with a lot of sports. I mean, even in the sport that like the soccer in England, which is like crazy. I mean, they tried to do a Super League. You probably remember that earlier, like last year. But like one of the most traditional cups, it's like a knockout cup. It's a tournament where every team goes into the hat. Whether it doesn't matter whether you're in the fourth division or the first, and everyone has a crack at it. Mm-hmm. And you get the top 6 teams like Manchester United, Liverpool, and all that. And Manchester United got knocked out of it by like a second division team in like the 3rd round or the 4th round.
Yeah.
But the owners don't give a rat's ass because like they got just for wearing a training shirt that same week, just for the players to go and wear a training shirt with the sponsor on it, they got £20 million, right? Yeah. Just for that deal. Yep. And if they'd won the FA Cup, they wouldn't get 20 million. They get 10 tops. So they don't care, right? These people don't care about trophies.
They shouldn't even be allowed to do endorsements until they win.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Why support losers? But like you're right, like that was 75 to 76, and the Pyramid Power was supposed to be this ancient Egyptian thing, right? But
and it worked. Cool. Why would you stop them doing that though?
Well, no, the other teams all complained.
Why
Toronto took their little pyramids with them on road trips.
Black magic.
And they had them all underneath the benches.
It's not against any rules, is it? I mean,
it wasn't, really but they made rules just like our government does today. They said you can't do that. You know.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe it was a thing, right? But even if it's like a placebo type of, pyramid effect,
exactly.
They're inspired or it's symbolic.
Our team was cranked up because they had pyramid power, right? And they would win.
Know what? You just reminded me of something. So the soccer team I was talking about, just a bunch of kids, right? And we kind of we started winning, got second place. The pyramid thing was symbolic, right? Yep. So with the kids, and when you're doing rep league and house league, like your team is named after your city or your town or whatever, right?
Right.
But what I did with my team is I said, no, we need to come up with a name. So I tasked the team to come up with 3 names, like each player, right? And then we drew them out of a hat. So we were like, I think we were like taggers or something like that, right? So we made it like a mascot. That wasn't our team name because we were part of Kicks League, but the that was our definitely our mascot, right? So it's like, are you a tagger, right? Yeah, I'm a tagger, but it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, what was super cool, it was engaging with the kids, like.
Yes.
I would find that, you got a good team when they'll come up and they'll say, hey, coach, this and that and the other thing. And they here I am walking along the field and I got all these little kids kind of running behind me. And back then too, I was a pretty big boy. I was probably like 400 pounds, right? So you can't miss me.
What the hell?
Yeah.
That's like you and Derek together.
Yeah. Derek, how much you lost some weight, did you?
No, I'm 200 pounds.
Oh, okay.
Perfect.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Well, I'm not 400 anymore. So.
Yeah, that's wild. And it's funny because we went through the same thing. The kids were in hockey, and their jerseys, there's a bunch of different jerseys, different colors, and this team gets that, this team gets that, whatever. So the girls didn't have one of the well-known or big-up coaches, so they got the orange jerseys, bright fucking orange, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, we wanted red, we wanted blue, we didn't want orange.
Yeah.
So now the kids have to come up with a name for their team. So Keisha and a couple other girls got together and they thought the Orange Crushers. And I thought, what a cool freaking name that is. Yeah, these girls came up with that, the Orange Crushers, right?
Nice. Yeah.
So the coach started fighting him because he's a Philadelphia fan and Philadelphia's orange. So no, we're going to be called the Flyers. And they're like, no, we want to be the orange. And it was just a big fucking battle, right?
Yeah.
So I got a little bit of artistic talent. And what I did is I drew up on this big, huge piece of paper a bunch of different hockey players in different positions, but they were oranges. So you got the orange ball with the eyeballs and little arms and the legs. And I made the goalie and I made all these different players doing that.
Yeah.
And they freaking loved it. And then each kid picked one of the pictures. And then I had jerseys made up for the kids with that on their back. They had the picture of their orange with, the goalie pads or the hockey stick or the whatever, taking a shot or whatever. And they had their nickname put on it. And those kids just
loved it.
They livened up and they became the Orange Crushers. They became that team.
Do you know what? And that's the thing. If you could get them mentally into that transition, it's almost like this persona. It's like them putting on their Superman suit, right?
Yeah.
Superhero suit. And it's super cool because there's another kids team. I was like an assistant coach, but kind of took over. Like the other coach, the head coach wasn't there a lot, but So with the name, we came up with Lightning for that, and we used to have this little battle call. You know, before the game started, we'd have a huddle, and the kids would go, "If the thunder don't get you, the lightning will." Right? And they'd yell out, clap and break, and we're in game. But it was very cool. The parents used to get a kick out of that, right?
Right on. That's cool.
Yeah, it's just inspiring, and it's also it's okay. Like this idea of, well, you know, you got to have fun. It's not about winning. Bullshit. It's about winning.
Hey, Derek.
There you go.
You know what? I find what you do is so cool because you're just like Keisha is. You say something, you talk about something, and you're on your phone. And look at pyramid power.
These kids today, I know.
Well,
it's so cool, though.
Use it.
Yeah.
I know, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, well, look this up. When did the Leafs start putting the loony under the ice at center ice?
That was like,
that was after.
That was Team Canada. Isn't that who did that?
Was it Team Canada?
They put a toonie under the ice and they won.
Yeah. So they would actually get guys to sneak out into the arena at night when it was closed and drill a hole and bury a loony. And
it was the guy who was doing the ice when he did it. He put a loony there and then put the ice over top. He didn't go out and drill it. He made it, and that was the whole story. So then when they were done and the ice was melting, he went out and took the toonie or loony or whatever it was.
See? Look at that. See, Derek knows his shit.
And then he would stupid information. I know it.
He'd sell it.
Right on, buddy.
So
that's cool.
All right. Yeah. I think what do you think about wrapping her up, boys?
I think so, eh? Like
minutes ago.
We're gonna lose Derek soon, eh?
Fall asleep.
We have Johnny No Cash on next week, right?
Yeah.
Who?
Yeah.
Johnny
No Cash. Yeah.
Yeah, we were supposed to have the Pine Tree guys on. What happened there? Is it going to be a while later or what?
Yeah,
they don't want to talk. I don't think they would want to talk to me because that's the second time that they were supposed to be on since I've been here.
Oh no,
what's that? Pine Tree?
Yeah, they don't like me.
No.
All right, you know what we'll do? We'll tell them Derek's got COVID. He won't be on because he doesn't want to get us sick, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think like Doug works shift, right? So he ended up having to switch his shift or something. So, but no, we'll get him on, and I don't know if it'd be just Doug or Doug and Jamie, which would be great. But
that'd be great to have both on.
Yeah, I've talked to Doug several times in between, and he's just a great guy. Very they're doing a good thing on that channel. So who's on next week?
I'm still trying to
Johnny No Cash.
Johnny No Cash.
Johnny No Cash. That's I'm hoping that'll be a good story because he's been out there how long now? It's getting close to a year, isn't it?
No.
He's out there like 8 months or something.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been like 7 or 8 months. Yeah,
he's on his second van or maybe even third
now.
now.
Yeah, he sold everything and bought a van and decided to drive across the country.
Yeah. He's in the States.
Yeah, he's down the States now. Yeah,
he's still a West Coast area, but I chatted with him the other night, and we were talking about just the whole van life or off-grid living and stuff like that. And he said, like even if you do it for a couple of weeks just to experience it and try it out, there's nothing like it. And if you use that as your sort of personal sort of self vacation, like we all go on trips with family and stuff like that, but there's a whole different vibe if you can do it on your own, right?
Yeah, Derek and I do that every day. We're out in the country, middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good, man.
Gotta start a fire. I ain't eating.
Yeah.
Gotta go blast me a squirrel.
I use the rock, little trip wire, get a squirrel, mouse, whatever. Crickets when I'm hungry.
No kidding.
Snacks.
Hey, so George, why don't you throw out what's going to happen tomorrow night?
Oh, tomorrow night, yeah. The Atomic Ballroom dropping a tune out. get out of that rut and into that groove for a trip across the dance floors and those decades.
Wow.
And whatever you do, wherever you are, whoever you're with, whoever's watching, whoever's listening, whoever's telling you what to do, always, 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 always stay dancing, my friends. Switch to Twitch, 7:30 p.m., and I'll see you then.
I love that, man. That's awesome, buddy. So you guys tune into his show tomorrow night. You're going to love it. How about you, Ringo? Any last words?
No, I'll let you do the sign off, and yeah, we'll see you next week.
You good, Derek?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to do a special sign off tonight.
Ooh.
Because we had an unfortunate mishap last week where I was going to thank the guests that were going to be on the show. And we don't know what happened. It was one of those, technical things, and everything just went off.
That was me. I had
come on, I had your back there, buddy. I was trying to make it all good,
I was in serious pain and I dropped off for a little bit, but then I came back on because I was getting texts to say, hey, what happened? But and I just kind of okay, I just got to get going, but I totally forgot your sign off, so
that's bad. Okay. I just wanted to throw it there and say everybody looking forward to having Country Stop Burgers come back. It'll be a couple more weeks. We'll let you know when that happens, and we're probably going to get together with them this summer and do a couple of cool events. So I can't wait for that. And I want to thank the people who were on the show last week. Again, first was Melanie, and then Sandra, Kathy, Deborah, Gord, James, Junior, Stephen, Keisha, and Tamara. Thanks for being on last week's show. And this week, I got to thank Sandra for being number one, Melanie, Kathy, Todd, Jackie, Murph, Junior, Susan, and Keisha. I hope you guys all tune in next week. And tell all your friends to come and tune in next week, because we will be right back here next Monday night at 9:30 on the Heikadelic Show. See you then, everybody. Good night, guys. You're awesome co-hosts. And thanks, fans, for being there with us. See you then.
Well, that's another wrap for the Heikadelic Show, folks, so time to get dirty. And don't forget, listen in next week on Monday night and every Monday after that for the Heikadelic Show at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like more information on the Heikadelic Show, please find us at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. We'll see you all next week on the Heikadelic Show. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor for the Heikadelic Show, it's easy. Just send us an email at info@theheikedelicshow.com. Meanwhile, you can browse our website at www.theheikedelicshow.com or .ca. Click on our sponsor tab and find out more information on sponsorships. Thanks for joining the Heikadelic Show, fans.